morning, it's your day off, and you have no commitments, nothing to do, and you have all the time in the world. Hi guys, it's Yannicka from Canada joining you with another wintry day. We're not out of the woods yet. It's early March, so winter is on its way out, but it's still kind of chilly and too cold to do things outside unless you're a skier or a snowboarder or winter mode. We had a few warm days a couple days ago, but it looks like we're still in the minus 15, minus 20 degree-ish area. So anyway, today's my day off and I'm in the mood for a little self-care, little self-love moment, a little moment of exploration. So what we're going to do, I'm going to take you to a local bookstore that also has a cafe bar in there. It's called Black Books and Espresso Bar. It's in the capital of Canada on Bank Street. I'll put the address on the screen for you now. I'm really excited about this place because it just looks so cozy and kind of like those places that you can stay for multiple hours and no one will ask you why you're still there. So come with me to see if we can get a little moment of peace and joy and coziness on this beautiful wintry day in Canada. Did you guys enjoy that? Because I really did. That was really nice and cozy. I got myself a little chai latte, which cost $7. That was a bit uncalled for. It's a bit on the high end for a latte, but I walked around and tried to find some science fiction. I really love science fiction. Didn't see too much of it, but I think maybe I just didn't find the right section. But there's so many books in there, and I just loved seeing people get up from their desk or like their table and like going to explore, grab a book, sit there and read it. And yeah, it was really like humble and cozy and just felt healthy. Well, even if you've lived in a city for a long time and you think you've seen it all, you probably haven't. You should probably get out there and on a day off that you have and just kind of like explore, be a tourist. Who cares what people think? Take pictures if you want to, take videos. Sometimes you just have to kind of like put yourself out of your element, and then you realize, how refreshing that was. So yeah, I really encourage you guys to try new things and let yourself be surprised by things in your city. Ottawa, Canada, the capital of Canada, is kind of known for being more boring than the big shiny cities that people usually hear about, like Toronto or Vancouver or Montreal. And you could argue that, and I would perhaps believe some of the arguments, but there's something to be said too for like a slower city life. Yeah, it's not suburban. Well, I wouldn't call it suburban because it's not so sparse that you can't access things. There are tucked away neighborhoods where you can walk to, your basic needs and what have you. So I wouldn't call it fully suburban. There's definitely kind of there's a core city area, then there's like villages, and then on the outer areas, then you could call those suburbs. I kind of like the middle area. I don't like the busy downtown, if you want to call it busy. Then there's like the in-between village areas. That's kind of my sweet spot because I like being close to things. I love being able to walk to things or cycle to things in the summertime. I find the suburbs a little bit too isolating because, especially with neighbors as well, people make less of an effort to know their neighbors in the suburbs. I find in the villages, you tend to kind of, because you're in more close proximity and you're bumping into these people when you go to the cafe or like the local shops or whatever, you kind of get to know people in your area, which is really comforting and nice. So it gives you a community. And I think that sense of community, a lot of people actually don't know it. And I think I didn't know it for a long time. Before I moved to where I live now, I never had a sense of community. It was just, okay, I live here, whatever. But in recent years, I've like tried to join some like neighborhood activities that are happening. And that's when you kind of start getting to know people. And then when you're walking down the street or you're like driving and there's like, oh, hey, there's John, or there's like Nancy or whatever, and you get familiar with the people in your neighborhood. And that kind of gives you a sense of like cozy belonging, as corny as that is. So anyway, if you ever have a day off and you're not really sure what to do, I encourage you to get out there and explore. So let me know down in the comments where you explored. I would love to know what you discovered on your day off of exploration, on your purposeful moment of enjoyment. That's the key right there, is the purpose is enjoyment. It's not to productively achieve something. And I think that's one thing that I've noticed about Canadian culture is that we're very intentional about like productivity, but we're very unconscious about doing things for the sake of enjoyment and valuing that for ourselves and valuing that for others. People, you kind of sense that like if you do something that's just for enjoyment that maybe doesn't have any productive end, that it's meaningless or like pointless or like confusing or a waste of time. You know, I think that perception can certainly happen. People don't value the joie de vivre, as they say in French, like, or in Italian they say, what is that? Dolce far niente, which means, you know what, I'm going to butcher this, but I think it means, like, in essence, the beauty of doing nothing. And I think that's a bit foreign for Canadians and maybe North Americans in general. We don't have or appreciate the beauty of doing essentially nothing and what that nothingness can do for your mental health. Yeah, if you are working on your mental health or, you know, just your wellness in general, I encourage you to include acts of nothingness that is enjoyable in your routine, whatever that is. So comment down below, what are some things that you do to do nothing that is enjoyable and fills up your cup. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. I'll see you in the next one. Thank you for being here. Please subscribe to support this channel, and I'll see you next time. Bye.